Metropoulos grew up with dreams of playing rock and roll on the big stage, and in some ways, his dreams have come true.
We built amplifiers that have gone to Kiss, to Bon Jovi. They've been on tour with John Mayer for years.
In fact, you never know who might stop by George's house for a quick jam session.
I've had some rock stars in the basement here. It's always a little, strange, like, okay, watch your head coming down the stairs.
This Burton, Michigan basement is the home of Metropoulos Amplification. Since 2003, master amp builder George Metropoulos and his small staff have been building amps here and sending them on the road to some of the most famous music venues in the world.
It's just really gratifying. See that stuff up on stage and hear it, especially if you're at sound check. You're at the Palace, there's 20 people in the whole place and they're playing full volume on stage, and everything's just ripping.
Over the last couple of years, business has been booming with everyone from the Black Keys and Alice in Chains calling on his service. Oh, and by the way, prior to all this, George spent a couple of years playing guitar himself for some guy named Kid Rock.
For all that time we spent in the van driving around to gigs, well, you can pay me back now, buy some amps.
As far as how he got started, it was out of necessity.
I was a musician for years, and all my stuff always broke down. So just by default, I was fixing stuff, and here we are.
While he's not out to compete with major corporations, George does draw inspiration from the classics.
If you play an old amplifier, there's something euphorious that happens sonically. And so the challenge is to recreate that. Build something with modern parts that sounds like something 40 or 50 years old.
What do you have in your hands right there?
This is the chassis.
Beginning stage, right?
This is where we start.
All right, how long does it take for the transformation from this over to that?
We've got about 15 to 20 hours of turning this into a finished amplifier.
While many of the big boys are manufacturing overseas, he prefers to keep his products as American and Michigan-made as possible. He even has several retired GM workers on staff.
I take a lot of pride in that. More blood, sweat, and tears right here. Handmade stuff, made in America, made in Michigan, made in Burton.
Each amp sells for around $3,000, and while George Metropoulos hasn't made his millions just yet, he does have some lofty goals for the future.
I envision a day where I have a shop on ground level and I don't have to carry amps up the steps. All the time.
We're here we go. In Burton, Mark Jacobson.